stage set and ready to sell.
Until people look over there.
Next door, the remnants of a drilling disaster that caused the biggest ever aquifer breach in any major urban area in BC. More than 3 years later, the lot is still being monitored for leaks.
Everybody asks about the next door. Everybody does, because it's very clear. They have to go through the kitchen. They see the outside window.
In September 2015, owner Feng Len Lu hired workers to install geothermal heating for a new home. The crew pierced the aquifer below. At its worst, the leak spilled nearly 2 million liters of groundwater a day.
Geoenergia, a leader in the field of renewable energy.
The energy firm in question boasts decades of experience and dozens of staff working on cutting-edge projects. Its Canadian arm in Port Coquitlam, though, was shut down within days of the breach, and the pair who ran it, Armando and Tommaso Machete, are believed to have fled the country. The provincial government is going after the Italian drilling company and its two owners. They now face 4 charges under BC's Water Act for allegedly not being qualified to do the drilling. The city of Vancouver, meanwhile, has filed a lawsuit against the owner of the lot, trying to recoup a $6.5 million chunk of its repair bill. The city is on the hook for $10 million in a bid to recoup some of the money the lot may be sold for its $4 million tax bill.
It's a lot in the middle of a block in a residential neighborhood. It's not typically where we'd use for a park. There still is access to the aquifer at that site. If the city needed access to the aquifer for emergency water supplies, that's one potential use of it.
Much of Metro Vancouver sits on an aquifer. Experts say government mapping tools show the details. Qualified crews should be aware of that, especially when something goes wrong.
If they don't immediately get it under control, if they drill deeper, if they haven't been properly trained for what to do when a situation like this occurs, then things get out of hand and it is very difficult to control.
On Beechwood Street, it's alleged the crew made a rookie mistake and pulled the very device needed to plug the problem. Fears of a potential sinkhole swallowing up to a dozen homes led to evacuation alerts. Edward Jang's clients never came back. The house remained empty. He feels the owners should be compensated.
If you were to rent a home like this in the area, it would cost at least $7,000. That would be at least $84,000 a year. They have to pay the bills, they have to pay the tax, they have to pay the vacant home tax.
The city hasn't heard from the property owner for over a year, and CBC attempts to contact the drilling company have failed. Going after either for compensation may prove to be even messier than the leak. Belle Puri, CBC News, Vancouver.